All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Shem Yahushai by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Now, this is another lesson on what's going on in the world. It says nearly a dozen killed as gunfight sparks protests in Kashmir. Right. So before I play the video, I'm gonna grab this scripture right quick in Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 39. See now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me. Right? There's only one power, Yahweh, and the Son, Yahweh Shai. I kill and I make alive. Right? So the Lord killed and the Lord make alive. A lot of these people dying in these protests because of the Lord's doing it. I wound and I heal, and those that's being shot but not dying and not wounded, it's because of the Lord. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right. So if the Lord wants you dead, He can get you. He can get you killed, so to speak. How the angels, come kill you, and that's what's going on in Kashmir. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video.
Thousands of people have gathered for the funeral of the civilians and the pro-independence fighters killed in Saturday's gunfight with the Indian forces. Nearly a dozen were killed and scores injured in the clashes in south of Kashmir. The fighting erupted soon after Indian troops laid siege.
Ain't none of these people innocent. None of these people that's out there dying innocent, man. There's a such thing as reincarnation. They got to pay for what their forefathers did. That's in India. I got a mental block right now, but heathens, they all the heathens came up against Israel to keep them from knowing who they were. So they got to pay.
To a house in the southern Pulwama area. Amid the gunfight, people poured onto the streets in freezing cold, shouting slogans against the Indian rule and in support of pro-independence fighters. According to officials, the government forces opened fire to disperse the stone-throwing youths, which resulted in killings.
The Indian forces opened fire at the people and not with the intention to disperse. These killings will only aggravate the situation in Kashmir.
Every time India kills, it justifies by saying they opened fire in self-defense. Civilians have no weapons. Why do they still kill the people? Bullet is no answer to stone. We all will end up taking arms to avenge the killings of our innocent brothers.
With Saturday's bloodshed, 2018 is now the deadliest.
The people ready to go to war with the police and stuff, man. With their government, because they being controlled by the government.
Year in the region since 2008. Monitoring groups say nearly 550 people have been killed so far in 2018, including 150 civilians. The authorities have suspended mobile internet services in many areas of the violence-hit region, including the main city of Srinagar. The anti-India sentiment renewed in the region after popular pro-independence commander Burhan Wani was killed almost 2 years ago. However, New Delhi has launched an all-out operation to neutralize the fighters fighting for what they call region's independence from the Indian rule. The Saturday's bloodbath has been widely condemned by all the quarters in the region. Pro-freedom groups have called for a 3-day shutdown to protest what they describe as India's genocide in the disputed region. Shana Butt, Press TV, Indian-controlled Kashmir.
The Lord getting at everybody. Got the whole world in uproar. Because the times we're living in. Let me see. Bring this in real quick. Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 6. It says, "Then did I consider these things, and there and they all were made through me alone and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? And when shall be the end of the first, which is Esau's world, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hill of Esau, right? And Jacob represents the 12 tribes of Israel. Those of us that's out there on them corners pulling down this foundation, which is his lies that he set up in this world, man. You know, Yahweh is our way of the elect. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Right, so this what's going on now is just the bringing in of Jacob's world, the blacks, Native Americans, and the ending of Esau, which is the Caucasian race. It's ending their world. What's going on is prophecy. It's ending their world right now as we speak. The more chaos kick off in all of these nations, the closer we get to the end. To Yahweh Shai coming back with the angels and destroying this place and delivering his elect. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And right, and you measure the time by watching these videos and seeing how close we are, lining them up with the prophecies, the scriptures. Measure thou the time diligently. You got to be diligent. You know, you got to know why, you got to know, in detail, so to speak, but what's going on. Just to give an example, the sanctions that's going on, that's being put on these nations. You got to know what happens when they put sanctions on them. How long ago they put sanctions on them. The effects of the sanctions and stuff like that. That's being diligent, and it's all coming through the news, because when they put sanctions on one nation, they eventually put them on another nation, then another nation, and that's you measuring the time. Because you know what's actually coming to these nations with the sanctions being put on these nations and stuff like that, man. That's just something small, but yeah, it gets deep, man. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's what you see going on right now with these clips I'm bringing out. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's what you see going on, uproars of the people in the world, though. See, this is in Iraq. The previous one was in India. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, so this was spoke of way back in the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had the beginning and the end is manifest. And we're watching the end right before our eyes. Even so the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And we know the ending is when Yahweh shall come back and deliver his elect, them chariots. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works, by doing this truth, by being on the highways and byways, by putting these videos up, by lining up with the scriptures to be a perfect man until the Lord come back. And by faith, see, where ye have believed. So, you show your act, you show you believe by performing, doing the actions, becoming a living sacrifice. It says, whereby you have believed shall be preserved from the said perils. Right, because you see that what's going on over there in these countries. Over here in America, it's going to be worse. The soldiers going to be killing everybody, put them in concentration camps. There's going to be famines going on. There's going to be pestilences going on. Women are going to be getting raped. Kids are going to be getting raped. Men are going to be getting raped. As you can see, the spirit of vengeance is out there. The fires. So, it's going to be all types of hell breaking loose, man. All types of tribulation and anguish. It says, and everyone that shall be saved, right? So, because you got to be saved from this coming destruction. This type of stuff that's going to happen in America. You got to be saved from this. You're not saved by going to church and being thrown in some dirty water. That's not being saved. And they call it the baptism. That's not being saved. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. Right. So,
and from the national headquarters of RT America, hello again.
And in Bible. Doing the work. Not no church. It says, whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, the land of Israel, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, predestinated. The elect was predestinated to be saved and put back in the land of Israel. That land over there that the cars are, them fake Jews, and them Arabs that's inhabiting in that place, they gonna be destroyed with that place, and it's gonna be rebuilt back up. And Israel gonna inhabit that land. So I'm going to play this video and then end it off. All right. With that being said, all praise to Yahweh by Shemel Shai, by Shemel Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.